Hey, yo, salute to all the delivery dudes who be riding side saddle on their bicycles, bro. Oh, yeah. I see it all the time, bro. I see you. But in fact, if you delivering me food, take a picture of you stunting on your bike and send it to me. Let me know you came in with swag. I'll tip you a little better.
Jeez, who's delivering your food? Meek Mill?
Yo, they come in swaggy, though. Yo, it's not Meek Mill. No, Diddy. Bro, you see the dudes riding on just the one side?
I've seen that. Okay, I'm glad this is a good start.
It's
I was
impressive.
going to say, what a way to start the show.
Well,
Impressive,
it's almost
bro.
like some people listening to the show now will think that we started the show mid-conversation. No.
No, that's how I started
That
the
is
show.
Alexis's opener. Literally, we hit record.
You
and
got to come up with something to salute. Salute some. I'm saluting all the side saddlers.
salute all the single moms out there, bro.
Hey, bro.
I know it's difficult for you. I wish you weren't in the situation
We
you're
need
in.
a oh yeah button.
Okay. But yeah, so that's who I'm tossing some charitability to right now.
Wipe some of that charitability off.
Okay, because Alexis, he wants to focus on DoorDash delivery drivers that ride.
But like they flexing on the way in, you know.
And I'm just
wouldn't you tip your guy more if you knew they came in? You know, like hard body.
We need to be tipping single moms more.
yeah. I mean, every strip club has them. Get in there, buddy.
Okay. Look. Just
Wouldn't you tip your driver more, or you ride if you knew they came in riding on the side?
probably
As opposed to some corny guy on both. Nah, fam. My man hitting the electric button.
Okay, look, Alexis.
Wouldn't you answer the question?
I'm just saying you're advocating for the voiceless, a group of people that who have been
It's about time somebody speaks for
ignored by society.
for those who need to be spoken about.
Would I do,
Mike, you wouldn't tip a little extra if you knew they came in?
If it did like a little, where he twists the handlebars around and catches it back like in the X Games.
Or what if he stops like one of those old BMX movies, like skirt?
Yeah,
does
that'd
the
be cool.
side skirt?
That'd be cool.
Dude, all right, well,
My food all on one side of the bag.
Yeah, that's true.
these apps, the fees are already crazy. I don't know how much more I'm gonna tip for a couple little tricks.
Nah, if you know they came in flexing, you gotta.
We spent 2.5 minutes talking about this.
Shouts to the side saddlers, bro. I see you and I appreciate it. And I know it's because some of y'all are too short for that bike, but I don't care. You make it work.
I think we should just start the show every time this way now, where Alexis just said something that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're going to talk about.
Anyway,
It's the Cooligans, buddy.
welcome to the Cooligans, everybody.
I agree, Mike.
Hello, my name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerrero.
All right, this is the mayor of the side saddle community.
Let's go. I can't be doing that. That bike will be going sideways.
My man is everybody calls him the Sean King of side saddle delivery drivers.
What? I'm not really?
My man was about to start a grift.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Anyway.
You know what's not a grift? America, bro. America.
Yes, we're gonna talk
Mexico done found out yet again.
it's the 3-P in the Nations League.
Okay.
Yes.
We might have to go one for the thumb. I know we've only won 3.
We have a lot to go over today. Obviously, the U.S.-Mexico final in the Nations League. We're going to talk a bunch of MLS.
Christian, how long ago has it been since Mexico beat us in a meaningful game?
Weirdly enough, I was thinking about that last night. I'm like, bro, I don't even remember.
No.
I don't even remember.
The game was broadcast in black and white.
Okay, this was Rafa Marquez was in the squad, I think, last time.
That was his debut. That young rookie, Rafael Marquez, didn't even have a nickname yet.
It's a bigger conversation. We'll get into it. Obviously, we'll talk. It's obviously in international break. MLS don't care, right? So the matches still go on.
Nah, man, I don't care how many players you got left playing them games.
Oh, you only got 6 players left. It's gonna be an interesting 11v6.
That's gonna suck for you playing that 3-3-0. Also, I don't care if it's a torrential downpour.
We don't even got refs. You think we care?
Dog, that ref worked at Chipotle last week, dog. We don't care. Get out there and play some soccer, y'all.
You should see that ref on the side saddle. My man killed it,
bro. He was delivering, bro. He was delivering food to Alexis.
So, yeah. So
you got a whistle? You a ref, man.
We have an update on the ref situation as well in Major League Soccer, and we'll try to get to some of these international friendlies that happen. But yeah, let's get get right into it because last night the game U.S.-Mexico Nations League the semifinal and final. Yes, the U.S. made it to the final.
Yo.
Through sheer luck, miracle, through I called them USMNT legend Corey Burke.
Hey, you know what? No, this is what I say. Yeah, yes. Corey Burke. You know what? Give that man a passport.
Because he had issues kept coming back. Remember a couple years ago?
Give that man a passport. Yo, you get a blue passport, my G. Here's what I'll say. If they tell you, like if your girl says, hey, could you do me a favor? Could you clean up this part of the room before my mother gets here? You know what I mean? I don't care if she's at the door. If I get it done before she walks in, that counts.
That is,
I was asked. You gave me an allotted amount of time, and I used most of it not so wisely, but I used it wisely.
The job got done.
Yes. By the end, when I was inspected, the job was done. And America decided to follow suit against Jamaica. They were like, everybody relax. We got some time on the board, baby. I'm going to use it all.
We got like about 4 seconds remaining.
Hey, send the keeper. Everything's going to be all right.
Irie, as they say.
Everything's going to be all right now.
But so that game happened on Thursday. We recorded Thursday before the game. But
the U.S. from the last 10 minutes of that match, that's who showed up against Mexico.
Without doubt, that's who showed up in extra time. We saw Gio Reyna get the 2 assists, Haji Wright get the 2 goals, and then but the game against Mexico, look from the beginning, the just right from kickoff, you just saw not only did U.S. dominate possession in this game, which is like something we're not really used to, but they were just playing poised and confidently and not giving up a goal in the first 6 seconds of a game.
That's an important one.
That helps. But that was the thing I was kind of just most impressed by. I'm just like, man, especially for players, the lineup was pretty wild too, because we got Gio Reyna.
Just because Haji Wright?
Haji Wright, Gio Reyna, Tyler Adams. And so there was a lot to question. Of like, all right, is this the right line? Is this, even though this is to me, this is the lineup that Twitter wanted. This is like
for real. This is what they was asking for on X.
They saw how Reyna played. They saw how Haji played. I was even calling for it as well. But I'm just saying, it's just like, yo, you got to start these guys. This is the hot hand.
Yeah, but here's the frustrating part. So the end of the Mexico match, the end of the Jamaica match, what we saw was Gio Reyna making these insane passes, one touch, no look, off the side of his foot to a Haji Wright from pretty close distance. And I said, okay. If Balogun didn't look great, okay, or certainly wasn't able to impose himself in the match, right? Then Reyna comes in, and then Haji Wright comes in, and the two of them link up. But we never got to see Balogun with Reyna. The last time we saw it was last Nations League, and they look great. Right. So let's run that back, right? You put Balogun up without Reyna. Let's see him with Reyna. They don't do it. They let Berhalter puts in Haji Wright. Okay, but then Reyna is all the way in the back talking to Tim Ream after the match.
Yeah. He was
what are you doing, dog?
Playing weirdly like a third center back.
Let us see him behind the forward.
Yeah.
Please. That's why Haji Wright couldn't do nothing in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was an interesting choice, and I assume it was a tactical decision based on the team that they were playing.
It was to drag Edson Alvarez out.
Yeah.
It's what it was for. And Brian McBride made a good point this morning that he said Gio Reyna likes to play back there. He wants to be able to be more influential, get the ball, and then drive at defenders versus being in a position to have to receive the ball and turn and sort of be surrounded.
Yeah.
But also, he's good at that, though.
Yes.
Come on.
I gotta give credit as well. I thought Gio Reyna played so well.
Very mature.
I thought
21, dude. He's 21.
The midfield in itself was just like. It's like just the touches, the moves, the turns.
Tyler Adams.
Also,
Adams
Weston McKennie,
Weston McKennie balled out. But Tyler Adams
McKennie's
said,
crazy.
Oh, you only going to give me 30? Watch how I'm going to make these 30 count, bro.
We'll talk about the goal in a bit. Yeah. But just almost every single touch from Weston McKennie was pretty much flawless. We saw that some of the fouls that Edson Alvarez threw in on him.
Yeah. This is what I was about to say. Go ahead, preach.
I'm just saying, he was just like, all right, yo, you want the ball? Come get it. Come get it. It's like, and I don't know what exactly is happening in Italy, what he's learning exactly, but he is threading passes. He is not beating you. He's not beating you with pace or anything. No. He's just being like, yo, I'm smarter than you.
Yeah. I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and you still ain't going to stop it. What I love about this, bro, big body, McKennie, bro. He don't care, bro. You try to foul him? I don't care. I don't care, bro.
Dude, that's how you know.
I didn't even feel that.
That's how you know John McKennie on Twitter. That is like, you see what I said about my son?
Was it Airborne 99? I done told
if you are not following Weston McKennie's dad on Twitter or X, formerly Twitter, whatever, John McKennie is the best biggest hype man, advocate for Weston McKennie. And
he's soccer's spliff star for everyone who listened to hip hop back in the day.
If you say something negative about Weston McKennie, you best believe John McKennie. I think it might be Sergeant John McKennie or Captain John McKennie. He might be in the military.
Yeah, he was. And look, that's the thing. You don't have to know what his Twitter handle is. You don't have to search for him. Just tweet out something negative about Weston McKennie. You will be introduced. The man will introduce himself to your notifications.
No DMs.
No
DMs.
He do it in public. He wants the world to know that he done read your tweet.
Okay. You said what about my son?
Yeah,
so
you better side saddle next time you come to me.
Okay. Side. You're gonna be on Uber Eats real soon
with your broken leg. When I'm done with you, you're gonna need a side saddle.
So Weston was great. Tyler, even though he only played in obviously in the first half, Tyler Adams was great. There was a couple moments. It's those moments where 2 or 3 defenders are closing in on the ball, and a U.S. midfielder has it, and I'm like, you know, with Gio, with Tyler, especially, I'm like, bro, they haven't played in forever. Like, they're not really getting any minutes. I'm sure they're going to, like, buckle under the pressure a little bit, maybe lose the ball. Never.
Not a buckle on them, bro.
Okay. All right, yeah. It's a new idea for the new uniforms.
Yeah,
buckles. How about buckles? Buttons, maybe. Let's go. Let's try something.
And Mexico still feels like, I don't know how long this is going to be, but it still feels like they're in this transition period.
Dude,
bro, I think it's worse than that at this point. It's got to be a mentality thing. It's not just
it can't be. Well, there's a new coach, right? There's a new coach.
Jimmy Lozano.
Yeah.
Your boy Coca's gone? That was Alexis's favorite manager.
Mm-hmm.
All the Cocas all ran out. Here's what I'll say. They're forward. Henry Martin.
Henry Martin. That's right.
Okay, look, I'm sure he's very good. What does he play for? Club America, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe.
I'm
so,
sure.
Right?
Why are we so zoomed in, bro?
Because it looks better on screen. Sometimes people watch this on their phone and they're like,
I can't see what you seeing.
So I've been zooming in for our senior citizens,
okay,
bro. They
need for all the viejitos out there. I'm sure he's very good at Club America.
Mm-hmm.
But on your bench, you have one of the most prolific scorers in Europe right now, in Santi Jimenez.
Right.
But what did he say about your mom, Jimmy Lozano? What has he done to your family that stops you from starting this man?
I mean, he was also. I mean, he was a
but at that point they were
best diver in CONCACAF.
Oh, bro, he should have gotten a red card in this one. But I mean, I just don't get it. I really don't understand. He's killing it at Feyenoord. He's clearly a prolific goal scorer. He clearly knows what he's doing. If he runs counter to the way you want to play, you're playing the wrong way.
Sure.
Start Santi Jimenez, and I'm telling you, it may not have stopped
it's
it's
not like he hasn't had opportunities. I mean, that's not. It's
under Jimmy Lozano now with Edson Alvarez kind of coming into his own. Dude, I mean, you got Chucky Lozano, you got Ariel Antuna,
Uriel Antuna, yeah.
Uriel Antuna. You got these guys who are ballers. And it seems like there's a reason they're not really clicking. And I have a feeling it's my
It's hard to say. I mean, look, they've tried different managers. They bring in different players. That people are still thinking, bring back Chicharito, right? Like they want just some positivity, but nothing's working out. It's hard to figure out per se. But you know, Mexico, Twitter.
This has to be the most embarrassed that El Tri has looked in decades.
I agree. Yeah. I want to get to that. I just want to point out. I don't think I've ever said this on the show, but Orbelin Pineda, one of the greatest names in soccer history. I
Yeah,
just
couldn't agree more.
I just Orbelin Pineda. It's just I don't even.
There's actually a woman in the WSL. I'm gonna find it. I was like, oh, that's a name.
Orbelin. It's just a great name.
Guy was born to play soccer.
I'm just a huge fan of it. The conversations, I think, from either pundits, I don't know if Lozano had mentioned this, but somebody, I had seen some quote about kind of like where the Mexican Federation sort of stands right now. I know Herculez Gomez of ESPN was talking about it as well. And they just pointed out like
Can I say the name?
Go for it.
Aggie Beaver Jones.
Aggie Beaver. This is
Chelsea women.
Women's Super League. Yeah, she just scored the other day.
Aggie Beaver Jones, bro.
Great name.
I was like, are those 2 or 3 different people? That's one person. Aggie Beaver Jones.
Yeah. That's
Agnes Beaver Jones, dude.
It's a strong name. I love it.
That's the name of the year. You win name of the year here on Cooligans.
Congratulations, Aggie Beaver Jones.
Aggie Beaver Jones.
Okay, next year we will be awarding that best name Aggie Beaver Jones award to the next winner. Obviously.
The Aggie Beaver Jones award goes to someone other than Aggie Beaver Jones next year.
Okay, it was updated obviously from the Orbelin Pineda award, and now it's the Aggie Beaver Jones award.
The Orbelin Pineda award. As reputable as it was, we had to change it up.
But the conversations about the Mexican national team were about the and I forgot who originally said it. It might have been the coach Lozano, but about that the U.S. is doing it right, sending players to Europe at a younger age and getting the experience necessary to play well in these big CONCACAF matches, and that's where Mexico has fallen behind. And I don't know.
It's not just that. Also, it feels like at least the U.S. you understand what players are going to play in what position. Mm-hmm. We can have an argument about who should be the 9. We can have an argument about who should be on the wing. We can have an argument about who's on the 10. We can have an argument about what the pairing for center backs are best. But those are arguments about which player fits in this position. No one knows for Mexico what the perfect formation is for them.
Right.
No one knows outside of maybe 2 players who really has like a bought-in spot. Who do you write in pen? No one knows.
Yeah. I mean, look, a lot of the players that are on the team now and that started in this game are not starters at their clubs or not getting that many minutes. I had seen Jorge Sanchez, the right back, is not starting at Porto.
No.
So there's a couple issues there.
They're just not that talented, though. I feel like that's the real issue. This is just not a talented Mexican team.
See, it's hard to say that because we've seen a lot of these players play really well just recently, as like a year or 2 years ago. I think this is a more of a top-down problem because we've all heard the issues and the complaints about the federation. The Tata experiment didn't go well. We saw Chucky Lozano just recently talking about how his experience with Tata was not positive. So there's a lack of confidence, a lack of belief in the program, and I think it's Edson Alvarez is balling at West Ham for the most part. Like
he's incredible.
He's playing great, but then in this game, he's getting like humiliated by Weston McKennie and just like Serginho Dest dribbling through all these guys and
cutting.
I think the U.S.'s confidence is just at a place that we've never really seen it. There is there are players that the mentality has always been for the American players in years past has been like, oh, it's all suburban kids that pay to play, and they pay to, their parents have a lot of money, and that's why they got this far in the program and whatever. And that slightly might be the case for some players in the U.S. team. But there's just something like whether it's they play in Europe and they play in like really, really difficult environments and where they have to fight for minutes. A player like Timo Weah, who is battling to just get any minutes at Juve,
out of position,
playing out of position. Oh, it's hard to say. He's a wing back, and
I know, but right wing back's probably not where he wants to be.
Exactly. I feel like for the U.S., like this is where he should be on the right wing. But there is some level of belief, and this is where you have to give some level of credit to Greg, because if you're gonna be mad at him about Jamaica, then we gotta
You gotta
praise
give him
him a
his
little
flowers,
bit.
yeah, because he got it right.
He got it right.
Yeah.
And yeah, and look, we still haven't even talked about the goddamn goal from Tyler Adams.
And by the way, speaking of that goal, who did he celebrate? What was the celebration? He ran into Greg Berhalter's arm.
yeah, dude.
Bro, on some like
Also-
Lifetime movie shit.
But it was the did you see the DAP?
No.
I think it was cameraman.
No.
There was, I gotta get this. There's a GIF from Sean Francis. He had GIFed it. Damn, where is it? Offside rules, right? What's Sean Francis's thing?
I think it's just Sean Francis.
Oh, maybe he changed it. Oh no, the offside rule.
rule.
Okay, so this DAP. You see cameraman, he's the U.S. soccer like press officer, and like comms guy.
He's the guy who says yes or no for you to be able to get an interview with the players.
Exactly, but this DAP is like legit, bro.
Yeah.
Look at this DAP.
He even does a little kick up with his leg.
We know cameraman's a homie. We've
he's the
hung out
homie.
with him, and it's just we've never really seen this kind of energy.
Remember when we were at MLS All-Star a couple years ago? And
Yeah.
I said to right before the World Cup, I said to Greg Berhalter, who we were not supposed to talk to him, like we didn't have him scheduled, but I saw him, so I just walked up to him. I go, "Hey, when you play England, you gotta wear all black Air Forces, bro. Trust me, England team will get it."
Yeah.
And cameraman's like, "Please get away from him." That's cameraman. He's like, "Okay,
like,
please
nah.
get away from our coach."
I'm not gonna let you destroy the whole program, Alexis.
yeah. One sentence out of you could destroy everything. Set us back years.
But I love the fire, in his face. It's mad intense. So it's great to see the staff on
and
board.
look who
with
it
this.
is. It's Adams, and who's right behind him? Reyna. Let's go,
Dude. And you know, even when Gio Reyna got subbed off, you saw some people were criticizing the hug, that it wasn't as,
Guys,
as thoughtful or genuine.
There was a hug.
There was a hug.
Let's give
that's
props
it.
to the
Gotta
positive.
clap.
we you know what? If this what was it like in therapy? They go, let's just go over one positive. from last week."
People analyze it like they're watching like Love Is Blind or like a reality show. Like, he looked away for a second. He doesn't love her.
Yeah, what is this like on what's the Real Housewives at the end of the season when they
Yeah.
all sit in that room with
Right,
Andy Cohen, like that. They're rewatching the game tape.
USMNT behind the crest or whatever, whatever. But this goal from Tyler Adams, it's just such a great moment. Just the confidence to just even take the shot, and then it's also everybody was kind of Whitty was on the call, formerly of Meadowlark, but the homie Chris Whittingham, and he was also pointing out, I was like, Tyler Adams has never struck a ball better in his life.
No.
He may never strike a ball better than that.
It never will happen. Not in football, not in golf, nothing.
I also love the I don't know who was the player that threw in the challenge that he kind of
He slid past it.
He slid, but it went through his legs.
Yeah.
To end up reaching the goal. And it's just it adds to the beauty of it, because the ball didn't have a ton of like movement.
There was no movement. No, it had movement.
A little bit.
There was no
ton.
spin.
No
but
spin.
it knuckled.
It knuckled a little
It
bit.
knuckled enough for Memo Ochoa to shuffle his feet again.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the only reason it went in, because he did get a hand close to it.
Yeah.
But it was that extra shuffle, which I argue that he didn't get a good look at it. He saw it leave the foot.
Right.
Which Brian McBride and Nigel Reo-Coker were like, that's all that matters. I'm like, yeah, but there was one player standing in the way of its trajectory and another player who let it, scissored with the ball, if you will. So I'm like, you're seeing that. Your vision is askew now.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing too much movement. You saw it late. So that extra shuffle, that little bit of movement, that slight dip down just caused that extra hezzy that made him but he dove in the right direction. I got to give Memo Ochoa credit. He made some big saves.
Oh, without
that
a
should
doubt.
have been 4-0.
Yeah,
should have been
It could have
4-0.
been much worse. Even in the
It could
first,
have been 4-2 if Henry Martin understood that the ball goes in the goal.
dude, I was just happy for him, and then I loved the post game. If anybody didn't watch the post game comments, I mean, Tyler Adams was just, I don't like, he had a baby, so congrats to him, him and his fiance.
You got that BDE, big dad energy. Bro.
Big dad, and something happens on the pitch. He's just like, okay, I got a mouth to feed.
Yeah.
I gotta deliver.
I'm a
little bit.
man now, right?
And there was a confidence in just the way he was speaking. Obviously, he's probably been a USMNT captain a whole bunch, and there was something we were talking about it off air before, but when who was it that made the
Jesse
comment?
Marsh goes, I bet it looks like Mexico didn't know you had that in your locker, and he just like with no reservation whatsoever, he goes, they do now.
I was like
damn.
Tyler, all right. It's like that
Wappingers Falls, dude.
I'm just like, all right.
I'm sorry, I was unfamiliar with your game.
My man blew my wig back. I was like, okay.
I know, bro.
I thought you. I remember you was a little kid from Red Bull.
My eyebrows were up.
So yeah, it was an incredible goal, an incredible game, and look, another trophy for the U.S.
3 in a row.
3 in a row in Nations League. Where now Nations League is starting to feel a little bit like, all right, we got
Take the S out of it. It's Nation League, bro. It's ours. It's our ting, bro.
We gotta get a new trophy now.
Damn, maybe we should invite someone from CONMEBOL.
we getting bored of this trophy.
Yeah.
So going from international to club soccer, we had some MLS action this weekend. Lots of big games, lots of big news. What do you guys want to talk about most from the weekend in MLS?
Yeah, we'll get to our
Not the NYCFC game.
I mean, it was one of their better games, better performances, but a 1-0 loss.
It was a loss.
Yeah. Another 1-0 loss. So not great.
I just said I didn't want to talk about it.
We're not talking about it.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're not talking about it. So yeah, this wasn't too much in that game. It wasn't too exciting. Just obviously frustrating for NYCFC fans. But the kit looks great, and we look great in it.
We absolutely do. Also, I am putting myself under a lot of pressure to say New York City FC instead of NYCFC.
It's challenging. We're figuring it out. Okay, but let's get to a couple other notable and kind of wild games. Inter Miami came to Rebel Arena and they played.
Did they?
They did. They did. All the big stars were there except for one.
Wow.
But it was very, very rainy and cold.
It felt like the level of, you ever watch a game and you only realize it's raining when they cut to that other angle?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, this was not that.
No.
You could tell it was raining regardless of what the camera was.
Yeah, this is the Premier League is great at this. You're watching a game and you're like, oh, okay, the weather's pretty decent out there. Then you go to the sideline guy on the camera and it's like, oh my God, this is a torrential downpour.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't know what
they fool me every time.
The camera's just like, don't capture rain.
No, I'm like, man, the ball's moving fast today. And then they cut to like a zoom in on the player. His hair's like in 4 large clumps on his forehead. I'm like, damn, he's sweating. I see what's happening.
Because you watch Premier League and you think like, when people say, oh, it rains a lot in England, and you're like, I watch every week. It doesn't rain that much.
It never rains.
And barely ever. And then you go to that other camera and you're like, okay, I get it.
Camera from the sideline, or it hits it hits either the light the right way and you see it pouring through. You're like, damn, it rains all the time over there. But yeah, Rebel Arena was in Stoke.
Yeah, so this was I don't know if you saw the opening whistle, and there was a moment where the referee is giving the ball to Luis Suarez, who's about to kick off, and you look at him, you see his face, he's like, bro, I didn't even want to come into work today. You could tell.
This is my day off. I ain't supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be with Leo.
It's one of those games where you're like, his face said, yo, we're about to lose 4-0, bro.
Yeah.
Just as right before the whistle even blew.
His face said, bro, I miss Brazil right now.
And Inter Miami, without Messi, you could understand that they're not going to be as dominant. But
but look, click on it. Let's just talk about their backline, bro. I mean, who? You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. They've had okay games.
Come on, the scores, bro. Dos Santos is a backup keeper.
Yeah, he did not look great.
He did not look good. He got a 5.0. You go with a 5-man backline, essentially. But 3 of them, I mean, Robert Taylor is not exactly a defender, but you got 5.3, 5.5, and 5.8. That's not good.
This is not good. And look,
and it wasn't that the score's low because they got cooked. It's because of the setup that they got cooked. Because look, slide over to the Red Bull side.
Okay.
Well, all the stats came from 2 players. Scroll down a little bit.
Vanzier, Dante Vanzier, and Lewis Morgan. Who played 2 up top, and it was basically like barely anybody was marking these guys.
No,
Right? Yeah.
you have 3 on 2, and they were like, we don't know who to
No,
cover.
the Rebels had like easily one of the best games they ever had. Also, I'm sure they did not forget about the game the last time they played, where Messi came and they won right
Last
at
second.
last few seconds
Yeah.
and stuff like that. We were kind of teasing John Tolkien, where he was like, he just didn't even see that the pass was an
watching.
option. He was watching the game. He's like,
Yo,
no, I
that's
got
crazy.
this. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that
It's
pass.
crazy that's Messi. Hey, why is the ball going past
I
him?
didn't know that pass was available.
Yeah.
So no, this was a big, they answered back, and I'm sure that was on their mind for sure. But these games, when there's an international break, and who knows what these lineups are gonna look like. This was they were so dominant. They looked for Dante Van Zier 4 assists, which I think is the club record. Which is already with the Tasha Kleshman played for the Red Bulls and for Dante Van Zier after the very controversial issues he had last year.
Yes.
So it is kind of wild, but I think the rain played a huge part. Obviously, it's just the not only the rain, but then the players that did step in just didn't. They look and Tata Martino was pretty straightforward. He said that we didn't. I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said we just didn't have any competitive spirit. We did not want to win this game, and you sort of notice it in certain moments, especially in defending. There was a moment, I forgot, it might have been like the 3rd goal or something like that, where Julian Gressel is defending. And Julian Gressel's the homie, but it's pouring rain, it's mad cold, and you're already losing 2 or 3 goals. You're already 2-3 goals down, and the defending.
I can't blame you for taking the rest of the game off.
There was just a moment where it wasn't even like he got cooked.
No.
It was just like, oh, he doesn't really want to be here.
Yeah. Oh, you're trying? All right, well, go ahead and enjoy.
Couldn't be me, but all right.
Yeah. Go ahead. I don't think there's one goal gonna matter in the grand scheme of things.
So,
But all right, so tell me which statement is more true from this match, okay? Which statement is more true? Inter Miami are this bad or New York Red Bulls are this good? Which is a truer statement?
I would say Red Bulls are this good because we've already
I would say I guess
seen
Rebels are this good because I don't think
You think so?
We've already seen Inter Miami play really well.
Yeah, look at you just look at the lineup. Obviously, Robert Taylor on playing a wing back and Julian Gressel in the midfield, or they just wasn't a clear understanding of what the I think defensive responsibilities were, because there was a couple moments.
Also, Luis Suarez looked like he was on an island out there, bro.
Yeah,
he would get the ball. He'd have 3 defenders. He's like, bro, I got no knees. Okay,
Well, I have
could
a
you
feeling-
just help me?
I was gonna say I have a feeling that's what Luis Suarez is gonna look like. There's gonna be some games where he's feeling it and he's feeling physically up for it, and some games when his knees just can't handle it anymore.
Yeah, this is just it's not an ideal lineup. And it's also a bummer because the keeper looked awful. I don't what's his first name? Carlos Dos Santos. He not only did he you're gonna give up a couple goals here and there, but he was late diving to so many balls that it was just like.
I mean, look, I'm not a goalkeeping expert, but I'm like, I don't think that's the position you're supposed to be in.
He just did not look great. And again, I'm gonna attribute it to the weather and it just not being.
It seemed like everything lined up for Miami to have a bad game, but I will say, I don't think the Rebels are this good. I mean, again, they didn't even have Emil Forsberg in there, which is crazy.
Yeah, Rebels also missing quite a few players. So,
but I do think Inter Miami are this bad in the sense that Messi's not there, and they're not deep at all, and they are very top heavy. And when you take out 1-2 really good players, this is the team. This is where you're looking at. Their XG was 0.26.
yeah, for a
Not
team,
3.26,
For a
0.26.
yeah, they couldn't figure anything out this game.
And Red Bull scored 4 with a 1.23 XG. That's crazy.
They couldn't figure anything out this game. Just a bad game. You gotta take some L's sometimes.
If they would have had played with no keeper and an extra defender, I think the score would have been better. I mean that. I honestly mean that.
But then this is the thing. I see Drake Callender celebrating with the Nations League medal. And it's like, bro, man, just stay with your team, bro. They need you more than the USCs right now.
No, get your ass back to Miami.
I feel bad. I'm happy. He gets an opportunity, goes into camp, trains, develops a relationship. Cool.
trust with the
But
manager.
then when you see the backup,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, Drake.
Nah.
Drake.
It's like, bro, I know
Drake.
you yeah.
Drake.
I know you wanted to have a weekend with your boys, but your house falling apart. Get back, bro.
You're not gonna have a home to go back to, bro. So a wild game there. The we also have to talk about Sporting Kansas City,
Who looked actually pretty good for all but 8 minutes. And in them 8 minutes, LA Galaxy went from being 2-0 down to 3-2 up.
Yeah, the Sporting Kansas City lose at Children's Mercy Park.
Bro, scroll down to the stats. It's crazy, dog. Look at this. They basically controlled everything except accurate passes.
Yeah, this is we're looking at 52% for LA Galaxy to 48%. The first half for Sporting Kansas City was remarkable.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. 26 shots
26 shots
in the game, 9 on target.
Yo, LA Galaxy only had 12 shots total.
Yeah.
7 of them were on target, and 3 of them went in pretty
Yeah.
rapid succession.
So it's feeling a little bit like the move for John McCarthy to go from LAFC to LA Galaxy. It seems to be
Smart move.
working out so far. This is, he had to obviously make a bunch of saves, but the first half, I feel like most of the goals were like scrambly, messy, sort of, just in the box, ball bouncing around. It lands to the team with the offensive opportunity, and then ended up going in. But I thought the passes from Ricky Puig to Joveljic were just like Joveljic. The passes are great, and Ricky Puig is going to deliver. He's gonna.
For the beginning of last season, I wouldn't have said that.
Right. which you didn't, and that's why a lot of Barcelona fans are quite upset with you.
Yeah.
But Ricky Puig, we know he has the quality, and he's gonna get the ball to his teammates, and it's on the other teammates to.
Well, now he has a teammate, and more than one, in Joveljic and probably Pancel, who are like, if you give me the ball, I'm gonna try to score.
Exactly.
But last season, it was like, why would you do this?
Yeah.
Why would you give me the ball?
But Joveljic,
there's 9 other guys out there.
I loved that Joveljic took those. There was one goal that was called back due to it being offside, but it was essentially the same play. And Ricky Puig kind of threads the ball between the fullback and the left center back. And Joveljic, this is where he is developed, and maybe it's building chemistry. Maybe it's just kind of now he knows when to expect the ball,
or maybe now the coach knows when he should,
but
where he should play and when
the
he should
touches from Joveljic were perfect. Where his first touch put the ball in a place where the center back had to turn around, and so he was already a step behind. And then, so it doesn't even look like Joveljic is doing that much, but he is
world class.
Touching, he's just putting the ball just out of the distance of the defender. That they can't dive for the ball, because otherwise they won't be able to track back and defend. And then they also can't adjust themselves perfectly to put a body on Joveljic to prevent him from controlling the ball. And he did that 2 times, and it was just. It's just one of those things of like, okay, this is the Galaxy should be a fun team to watch and should have some a level of quality, and we haven't really seen it for the last few years.
I remember we've been pretty harsh on them because they've somewhat lost control of being the dominant force in the city and so on and so forth. And are they the standout club? This was a time where they were the Real Madrid of this league, if you will.
Yeah.
Where they were the one that everybody wanted to go play for, and they were the team that would win, and they were the team that felt like they would spend the most money and had the most cachet. And that's kind of gone away to some degree. But the way they've started out this season, you'd think, no, they're kind of back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's early. It's really early. So I hate to say any of these things until at least midway through the season.
I think,
but in particular, Ricky Puig starting out this committed looking to the LA Galaxy is a large contrast from what we saw last year.
I agree. I also got to give props to Maya Yoshida, the center back that came over, the Japanese center back. He came over from, I believe, Serie A or Bundesliga.
It was either Serie A or Turkey. I can't remember.
Let me see. We'll look at his player profile.
He came from Schalke.
He came from Bundesliga. Yeah. So, but he played in Sampdoria. So he speaks a few languages. He speaks English. I believe he speaks German pretty well and Italian. And I saw an interview with him. A post-game interview a couple games ago where they were talking about what language the backline communicates in, and he's like, I speak to the right side in Japanese or something, and then I speak to somebody else in Spanish or Italian or whatever, and it's just like you look one way, you speak in one language. You look the other way, you speak in another.
Like, yo, do me a favor. Oh yeah, I'm on favor.
I love that. I love that. So Galaxy, especially with the introductions of Paintsel and is it Gabriel Peck? What's his first name?
Yeah,
Gabriel Peck. Just making a huge difference already. So they've been really fun to watch so far. But I feel bad for Kevincho, the homie, having to see Sporting Kansas City give up a 2-goal lead, and then
this year's already easier than last year.
End up losing. I kind of maybe we'll end with our woes and uh-ohs. As far as you have one already.
Yeah, of course.
So you could start. What's your woe in Major League Soccer?
Is it just for MLS?
Yeah.
We'll do MLS.
Yeah, that's how it is. We've been doing that.
Yeah, I know. I was ready about to wax poetic on Tyler Adams' goal again. I'll say for I have my but let me think about my woe. My woe continues to be Toronto FC. I'll say that. From having a manager that's never coached in the club game before, and I know Insigne is looking like he might be out for a little bit. Hopefully not. Hopefully he's fine. You know what? There's a vibe there. It was so sad last year. It felt like nobody wanted to be there. We were like, can we airlift Sean Johnson out of there? Is everything all right? To now, the vibe seems to be like, I don't know if it's us against the world, but it seems to be much more positive and much more unified than it was before. I'd love to give my woe to Miami, but I mean to Montreal, but now I'm going to give it to Toronto. So a Canadian team got it this week.
Okay, so Toronto, we haven't seen any updates on Insigne, so I don't know how his injury is going. He didn't look very happy after leaving the game. He was stumbling a little bit. It was difficult for him to walk. So hopefully it's not that serious, but a bummer nonetheless, because he's been having a great start to the season. I'll do my
Oh, you babied out of it. I found a woe.
I know I have a woe too, but I want to do my first in MLS. My has to be for Nashville SC. Nashville have had a terrible start to the season. What's their record right now?
Nashville's not good. They're 5 played, 1 win, 3 draws, 1 loss.
Yeah, they just not a great start to this season. They lose 5-0 to LAFC. They do. Who picked up the red card? Willis. Yeah, Joe Willis. He had he handled the ball outside the box. He was trying to make a save, and so he got a red. But Nashville, there's been a lot of questions of like, where is Hani Mukhtar? What's the stats for Hani Mukhtar this season? Has he even scored a goal?
Yeah, I'll tell you his status alone.
I'm looking at his
no goals or assists.
No goals this season. This is crazy. This is the designated player. One MVP, 1 Golden Boot.
Bro, you can't do it alone, man.
For him to have this kind of start is crazy to me. And then also, I don't know if you saw Major League Journeyman, the episode. Shout out to Major League Journeyman Dax McCarty's pod with Dan Gargan, and where am I forgetting his name?
Gordon.
Alan Gordon.
Yeah.
Gordo. There we go. But Dax was talking about how he ended up leaving Nashville, and it was Dax captained the team, obviously an important player for Nashville, provided a lot of leadership, and it was a strange breakup in a weird way, where they told him they were going to resign him, but they didn't really follow through, and they were just I think he was waiting. He's like, okay, well, I'm sure the offer's coming, and it just never came. And then by the end of the year, they were like, oh no, we're not going to resign. And it was unexpected. It was a weird. He said that he didn't really follow up as much as he should have, and they didn't really kind of show their hand as well of about being clear that they wanted to bring him back. So it's just a very strange way to end your career at a club where they just not ghosted, but you know what I mean? They weren't no, we're not in your plan. You're not in our plans.
Right.
Which is usually
go find another place.
The minimum sort of level of respect you give, especially a veteran player. But I think that, I don't know, that attitude, I feel like it maybe might be affecting Nashville in a negative way, because this is
crazy
how bad
it feels like the project hasn't worked out, and they're not sure if they should fully rebuild or continue to try.
They seem to only play well when they play Miami.
Yeah.
Every other team, when it's Messi there,
Go play Miami, dude.
when it's Messi there, they show up. But yeah, they're a really, really bad season to begin.
All right, quick woes and uh-ohs.
Okay, yeah. So
What's your woe?
My woe is going to go to it's going to go to San Jose because the win against Seattle, I thought Jeremy Ebobisse getting the game-winning goal towards the end of the game. It's at least we're seeing some positivity because it looks like every year. I feel like the last 5 years it's been like, San Jose is gonna be another San Jose earthquake season.
Right.
And but there seems to be a little bit more confidence, especially
who's Lucci? Lucci's the coach.
Lucci's the coach, and seeing the way Ebobisse just scored that goal. I forgot who got the assist on that one, but it was just great to see just a little bit of swag for the team, and they obviously that it was their first, I believe the first win this season. But it was a at home against what should be a good Seattle team. But I thought San Jose played really, really well, so I got to give them their flowers today.
Okay, well, my is Seattle.
Okay.
2 points.
2 points for
2
Seattle
points on the season. You're not
Yeah.
the worst team. That's New England Revolution at the moment, but I think we all trust Caleb Porter to be able to change that around.
Do we?
I think we should. He's won everywhere he's gone. But nah, Seattle, you've got too much talent to be playing this way. You've got a coach that I have a lot of trust in Schmetzer, someone who's figured it out before and seems to be able to. Again, it's early, really early to do a woe and a uh-oh, but for my uh-oh, way more than New England, way more than NYC or New York City FC. Right now is Seattle because I think we all penned Seattle to be a much better team, especially a playoff team. To have only 2 points so far this season, it's not like you, bro.
Yeah, who's the DP that they brought in? Was he a Brazilian guy?
No, the guy in
What's
the middle.
his name?
Or something. It's got the 3 names. Something Reyes, maybe.
No, he's probably not playing in this game because I'm sure he was on international duty.
Click on Seattle Sounders and go to roster.
Sure. All right, we just.
That's how the internet works.
Browse the internet right here, bro.
Scroll all the way down and you'll see him.
Yeah, I can't see who's the DP.
Go all the way down.
Midfielder, if he's a forward. Pedro de la Vega.
So
I'm sure so he didn't play in this game. So
no.
They're missing some players, but still no excuse. I don't know exactly what's going on with Sounders. Sounders fans, please tweet at us. Let us know what do you see as the problem? Because I can't.
You fix the team.
I'm watching games here and there. It's also tougher now that all the games are on the same night. So if we watch one game, we miss.
You watch that one.
You
game.
miss 12 others.
Yeah.
And if we go to a game, I don't even know what the hell happened in any other game.
Here's my idea: if you're Schmetzer, you got to come into training side saddling.
That's the move for Schmetz. But yeah, this is without a doubt, has to be a huge concern for the Sounders.
So we're going off the pitch to poke a little fun at one of Alexis's coworkers. Former guest of the Cooligans, Charlie Davies, had a viral.
He didn't look like this when he was here
over the weekend. Yeah, it's Carlos Davies, I think.
Yeah, it's Carlito.
What do you guys think of it? You guys got to roast him.
Yeah. So look, shout out to the homie Aaron West,
who, by the way, also can't beat the Dominican allegations, might I add.
So this was Aaron's tweet, which when Aaron and I are next to each other, I'm sure we look like Dominican cousins.
Bro, let me tell you what. There's a new green room area at the CBS, so there's a bunch of little rooms you can hang out in. And if I see Aaron, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, Chico," be like, "¿Qué lo que, hermano?" And I'm like, "I told you." And he's like, "Ah, damn, you got me." He does the same thing.
So Aaron tweeted, I said, quote, "Nah, with that 10, my boy Charlie Davies definitely looks like he's batting around 309 for Los Dodgers right now." He has never beaten the Dominican allegations, and it's because Charlie was on the Nations League coverage.
Yes.
He was on the panel. And my man, look, he had a little bit of a tan.
He had almost like a sunburn. Like he had a flushed look.
Yeah, it was enough to where you're just like when Alex Rodriguez a couple weeks ago, he said that he fell asleep in the sun.
Reverse Sammy Sosa.
The reverse Sammy Sosa. We all have heard about it. He's making up for the color that Sammy Sosa lost. You know what I mean? Like he took that color and he's like, put it on me.
Also, I don't know why. I can count. I don't know why, but it looks like in this shot, Alex Rodriguez has too many fingers on one hand. I don't know why.
No, that's a full.
It is a full hand, but don't it look like there's just one extra for some reason?
What is this? Is this the Kate Middleton conspiracy? Have you been seeing this?
Who photoshopped?
Not even just a Photoshop, because after the video, and we're getting to a whole word. We're getting sidetracked.
She released a statement.
She did. No,
we hope she's okay.
But this is the thing. She did release a statement, and she did. And I hope she's obviously she's okay. She announced a cancer diagnosis. But even the video releasing the statement, they are saying that is AI as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a moment, and I don't want to. I was
gonna say you're way too deep
I'm just
in
saying,
the
deep in this. Hold on.
You get into these TikTok conspiracies, bro, and this is why you cannot ban this app, bro. I need it.
Your algorithm got you itching, bro.
Because there's a moment, just like we're seeing the image right now of A-Rod's hand. Now, I'll show the full photo in a second, but you see his hand. There's a moment where Kate Middleton is wearing a ring. She has her hand just like that, across her, on top of her legs, on her thighs. And you see her hand. She has a ring on her hand, and there's a moment where her hand like moves slightly, and the ring disappears. And then a few frames later, the ring comes back. And then I'm like, hey, I don't want to be in this. I don't want to be in this space, but like I saw it, and it looked a little weird.
I just want to take this time to say the thoughts on this show are just of Christians alone. I respect the royal family. You ain't gotta take me out. You ain't gotta take me out.
Alexis is in London a little too much.
Yeah, bro. I ain't going to Buckingham Palace. I'm gonna tell you that.
Look, I hope it's not true. I hope she's okay, and I don't want. I don't enjoy these conspiracies, but the internet is crazy.
Yeah, the internet got also a lot of time on their hands.
Okay.
Or, like A-Rod, you got a lot of fingers on their hands.
Okay.
It just looks weird, doesn't it?
When are these fingers coming, right? It wasn't steroids there, right?
Damn, bro.
Anyway.
You juicing them fingers, bro.
So that was the conversation. Is Charlie Davies Dominican? And
let's see him.
I mean, but when you look at the image, bro, I don't know.
Bro.
We see, I'm looking at a tanned A-Rod.
It does look like he's saying like, oh yeah, yes he march. Oh yeah, tell me por qué Gio Reyna so far back, eh?
Because this is, if you told me this was Pedro Martinez on a panel, I'd be like,
100%.
Hey, Pedro,
Yeah.
felicidades.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yo, look at A-Rod and Pedro having a conversation.
Okay, two Dominican legends. Chopping it up.
If Charlie right now is going like, dame dos, mofongo.
Because even the Cooligans is a representation of the Caribbean Latinos in the soccer space.
Yeah, in its totality.
Right, because there's not many of us.
There's not enough Cubans, there's not enough Puerto Ricans, there's not enough Dominicans for us to just rep one side. we gotta take the whole of the Latin Caribbean.
We're all part of the same lobby.
Yeah.
Okay? We're all pushing and advocating.
We've joined our forces together.
But then when I see Charlie Davies,
I said, welcome to the team.
I say thank you for representing me.
Yeah. You
and my
specifically.
people.
Yeah. He also looks like a salsero from Cuba. This looks like one of my grandmother's cousins.
So
A-Rod, on the other hand, how long did you sleep on that beach, my guy?
A-Rod looking like Snooki, bro.
A-Rod got that Sicilian guy on vacation tan.
Yeah,
and the Sicilians will tell you they ain't black, but I don't know. In the summer, bro.
A-Rod should be chubby and like shirtless and with chest hair out.
Right? Talking about like, you believe the prices of gelato?
Okay.
How much further can you go?
If A-Rod was in like a Speedo walking around, I'd be like, look, this is like a proud Sicilian.
Watering his sidewalk.
Proud Sicilian man.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at this guy, huh?
So
this guy might be connected.
so shout out to Charlie Davies and representing
Carlito
Davies out here representing the Caribbean Latino.
Right.
And he did go on vacation to the Dominican Republic.
That's where he was before.
So the tan is authentic, bro.
I said, wow, first Junior Firpo, now Charlie.
Okay.
Gonna switch their allegiance back, bro.
Yo, I want you doing the stanky leg in Santiago, bro.
Bro, and you might be able to get on that team at this age right now. No disrespect to DR.
Okay, give him a passport.
Yo.
I think you can get like a Dominican passport by buying real estate or something like that. You don't have to hey, just you got money? You Dominican now.
How much is real estate in DR? Let's be honest.
I got 12 houses out there, bro.
Bro.
Okay?
That's off one scratch off.
That's why I say you got to stop. Like all those Republicans are always like, stop buying Starbucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, stop buying Starbucks and you can get 12 houses.
Yeah. Yo, you make yourself coffee for like 3 weeks? You got a 3-bedroom in DR.
So go for it, bro. All right. So shout out Charlie Davies. Shout out CBS. I love that they
Shouts the whole team.
They welcome Dominicanos on there.
He'll be back on Thursday.
Okay, I'm back on morning footy. Okay,
Yeah.
he has a nice little break.
He's got a heavy vacation package. I said this. He got upset, but I was like, if you print both of our contracts out, I bet yours weighs like 3 times more than mine, bro.
Just a couple more. It's printed on some heavy cardstock.
Yeah. It says in his contract, he don't touch cheap paper, bro.
So shout out everybody over there at CBS. And again, congrats to the U.S. men's national team on winning another Nations League trophy. All right, let's wrap up there. Thank you, everybody.
Real quick, before we get out, we got a special gift from one of our friends.
Oh my God! Well, how did I forget this? Yeah, I mean, you see the scarf up on the wall. Campobasso. We had Mark Consuelos on.
That's right.
Last week. Go check that episode out if you have not, because it's great, and watch it preferably if you want. You gotta look at the man. Also, listening is great. Listen to the podcast too. Bro.
I almost said don't release this audio. We want people to see this man's face.
Okay. Find the episode is on OnlyFans, but you can watch it.
Our
there.
reaction is as well. We had to put it.
We got a kit from Campobasso as well, and you had gotten this.
Yeah, shouts to their other owner who also owns Brooklyn FC, by the way.
Right.
Matt Risetta. Met him real quick, and he wanted to make sure. He's like, hey, I love the interview you guys did with Mark. Who I had immediately called him afterwards and said like, yo, I just did this great podcast. He's like, oh my God, I'm meeting that guy. I'm meeting one of the guys right now. He lives not far from the studio, but yeah, check this out, dude. This is really cool. It's an autographed kid from the whole team.
Yeah, dude.
Campobasso still doing it. I love the badge for the league. The Chetty Day. Look at the badge on the sleeve.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you to.
Yeah,
Stop showing in the audience.
Yeah.
You look at it. It's absolutely cool. Like to me, like this is there's like a culture with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
This isn't like major top flight. This is like
it's Tarcinale. I'm assuming if I'm saying that correctly, Tarcinale. But this is so cool. So shout out to Campobasso, Mark Consuelos, everybody over there sending us a kit autograph by the entire team. So this is
it's a beautiful thing.
Hoping maybe Mark Consuelos could come back celebrating.
They'll be in Serie A in 3 years if the plan goes to
give or take.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Serie C up next.
Yeah.
Which Serie C.
Boludo. Serie Boludo.
So it just sounds dope. But no, go check out that episode with Mark Consuelos if you have not yet, because that was a really fun one. All right, everybody. We're back on Thursday.
Yes.
Y'all the best. Make sure you follow us at Soccer Cooligans. Subscribe here on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching on DraftKings Network as well. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time in making fun of Charlie's tan with us.
And share this episode with your friends who you think would enjoy it. And when you do, pull up side saddling, bro.
This is an important. Yeah, this is gonna be the title of the episode.
Yeah,
side
come in
saddle.
and flex a little. You know what I mean?
Okay. We need to do a photo with the motorcycles with the little sidecar.
Yeah.
And wearing the goggles and the helmet and the long scarf.
You ain't put me in that sidecar.
Oh, you too good now?
Yeah. I want to get behind you, Christian, put my arms around you.
You praising the side saddle, now won't be in
Not
it.
sidecarring, side saddling, both legs on one side.
All right. We'll see you on Thursday, everybody. Peace.
Love you guys.
It's the Cooligans, buddy.